Christian, just if you could just begin with what your journey has been like since that first weekend in training camp, and the blood clots. David Andrews said, when as an athlete you don't want to hear anything. You think it's an injury, you get right back out. How serious was it? How scared were you? And what was the joy of being able to get back on the football field and play a game here today?
Well, the blood clots is not a joke because I had real bad shortness of breath, and it messed with me like a lot, and mentally, like I had my teammates, my medical team, my guy Wally that was with me every day, grinding with him. The days I just like want to stop, but he kept me going, he kept me strong, and my teammates really support the hell out of me, and I love them all, and coaches and all, and I told myself I was not gonna lose that battle, so I told myself I'm gonna keep fighting, keep going.
So, coming back to play your first game, how do you feel right now? How would
felt
you describe it?
Felt good, still trying to get in game shape, but I felt real good. I'm still good, just, how can I say it, just really just keep grinding, man, and just keep doing extra work, especially, like stuff is on my lungs now, thank God, and everything, and just keep on grinding, man. But I feel really good. I feel really good.
Christian, you mentioned how much of a challenge this was. How valuable was it to have someone who went through a similar process in David Andrews in the locker room with you?
Man, that man DA is a legend, man. He kept my head up, man. Every time I needed to talk to him, every time I had my head down, he came up to me once, he talked to me and everything, man. Especially heard from his story. He just motivated me really well to keep going even stronger, just keep fighting and keep going, just don't stop, and just ignore the noise, just keep working on myself and make myself a better man. So, yeah.
Hey, Christian, can you take us back to the conversation you had with the doctors, the medical personnel, when they gave you the word that you were cleared to return to football? What was that feeling like? What was that experience like?
Man, it was a blessing of God, man, because, first they said that I probably was going to miss the year, and that hurt because I missed the year. And it's just, when they said that news, man, I was really excited. I was anxious. I couldn't go to sleep because I was so excited. And, it's just, it's all God, man.
Christian, going through something like this, how much of a different perspective now on being a professional athlete and a football player does it give you after going through what you went through?
Man, really, I could say is this, man, just never give up. Don't quit. Because there's going to be days that you don't want to do it. There's going to be days that you don't even want to come in and see people. But I told myself, every day people supported me. People like who I am, and I love everybody here. It's just, they support me, man. I had a lot of support here from this organization, especially when me come back.
Well, two questions. First off, when you mentioned the shortness of breath, you were speaking in the past tense, not currently.
Past.
Okay, so we've taken care of that.
Yeah, everything good.
Also, to move the lens back here a little bit and look at your entire year, the range of emotions. I mean, just going back several months to the video of the house that you purchased for your mom, and the thing in Rhode Island, which you apologized for, and everything. What is your emotional state right now? And did you have to turn to somebody to sort of calm you down and get you into a good place?
No, I calm myself. I'm a grown man. So, just had a lot of support with me, and yeah, so. Yeah.
Christian, you mentioned the shortness of breath, but what other symptoms were you experiencing that led you to kind of see the doctor and get the diagnosis?
Say what?
Like, were you experiencing any other symptoms?
No, just I know my calf was bigger than my left one.
Okay.
Yeah, they found a red mark on my calf, and I didn't even know it was bigger than my left. I thought it was normal, but that's when they said that we gotta take you to the emergency room and see what's going on, because I didn't know it. Like, I thought it was just swollen, but it was that.
Christian, as you've come back to this team and the way this team has improved and grown over this, were you motivated that much more to just join something that felt like it was building and on the rise? And is that an exciting thing for you as you resume and kind of be Christian Barmore, football player again, that is exciting to experience?
Say it one time. Sorry.
That's okay. It's 2 for me today. Is for you as you come back now, joining a team. Last time you played last year, the team had struggled. This is a team that feels like it's going in a positive direction. Was that motivating as you rehabbed, and is it an exciting thing to add what you are to this group?
Yeah, motivate the hell out of me, especially my man Mayo, Coach Mayo, and DC, just my teammates, man. Just the support they gave me every day, man. Like I feels like anybody in the world would love to come back because this team literally supported me every time, even when my head's down and up. So it's just like I told myself, man, I'm gonna come back for my team. So that was just my goal, #1 goal.
Christian, how did you feel like you played today? I don't think you practiced in full pads yet, but how did you feel like you played, and how did the Rams handle you?
I say I played all right. Just gotta keep getting, keep going, and just lock in. Just how can I say? I played football for a long time, so I just a little rusty, but I'll be all right.
Christian, what did you learn about yourself throughout this whole process?
Man, learn me really just don't ever take things for granted, man. Could have lost my life, and just when doctor told me that, and it just I got closer with God and just saying like, just why this happened to me, this, but God make no mistakes, and I feel like God bring his toughest battle to his toughest soldiers. So, I'm a soldier. So I just told myself, I ain't gonna let this beat me. Yeah.
Thank you, Christian. Thanks, everyone. That's a wrap for today. Christian, obviously you guys fought in this one. How difficult was maybe trying to handle Stafford with Nacua and Cup with what they were able to do against you guys today?
Yeah, I mean they like I said, they came in with a plan. We didn't start well. I feel like defensively we got into a rhythm at the end, but we didn't finish well enough. We didn't get into the rhythm fast enough, and we didn't hit our keys. So, props to Stafford and Puka and Cup. They came in and did what they had to do.
Thank you, Christian. Just when you're playing against someone like Matthew Stafford, how difficult is it to stop? Because he has several different places he's going to go with the football. How much harder is it to face someone like that?
Yeah, I mean, he's a vet. He's been doing it for a long time at a real high level. So, I mean, he's seen every type of defense. He's seen whatever you throw at him. So, I mean, he's a great quarterback, a real smart quarterback, knows where he got to go with the ball. So, I mean, it's a challenge, but that's, we invite a challenge defensively. We just got to come out and execute better.
I wanted to ask you this as kind of one of the young core players of this team, just how you feel about seeing your young quarterback develop, even in a loss, but obviously we saw a lot of great plays from him, and just what that level is for you if you can think ahead to the future of sort of growing in this team with him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm behind Drake. Everybody's behind Drake. Mistakes are going to be made, but he still made a lot of plays today. The offense, they came out and they really did what they had to do. They were making plays, scoring points. So I mean, it's good rallying behind Drake. He's a leader, and it'll be fun to continue to play with him.
Christian, you hold them to punts on their first 2 drives. After that, it seems like they were formationing Cup and Nacua away from you, knowing that you were in the boundary. Did you see it that way, or any other adjustments that led to 4 touchdowns in the next 5 drives?
I mean, I seen them whenever they were on my side. Like you said, I was playing the boundary this game. So I mean, I can't really focus on the other side if I got to focus on the person in front of me. And just make the plays I got to make.
2 final questions. Kai on the far right. Christian, you just talked about playing on the boundary. Were you surprised at all with the 2 Rams wide receivers, Cup and Nacua, that you weren't going to be shadowing one of those players?
I mean, the coaches came in, told me what the game plan was. I mean, I never look at it as surprised or upset or anything. I'm doing what they want me to do. Whatever they tell me to do, I'm going to go out there and do my best to do.
Last question, Chris.
Christian, why do you think the defense got off to a slow start in the first half, and what did you guys do specifically to get better, both obviously the run defense and pass in the second half?
Yeah, it's all about making adjustments. This game's about making adjustments. I mean, it's the NFL offense. NFL offenses are going to make plays. So you just got to get to the sideline, make adjustments on the sideline, come into the locker room second half and make the adjustments and go out there and execute them. Yeah, thank you all.
Vederian, you ever scored a touchdown before? And if you could walk us through the play a little bit. Gerard said you caught 3 passes in practice to kind of get warmed up for this, but give us a little bit of backstory here.
Yeah. So, no, first of all, I've never caught a touchdown ever in any level of football that I've ever played at. But it's always been a dream of mine. Since I was a little kid, I always thought, I could play tight end, growing up. And I always thought I had, fairly great hands. So, I always talk stuff with the O-line, saying I got the best hands on the O-line, all that other stuff. So, but no, I've been waiting for, a moment like this. And I'm just glad, when the play got called, everybody executed, and we were scored a touchdown.
Vederian, when they call the play, what goes through your mind? And then did it feel like it was 2 hours by the time the pass was in the air to the time you caught it? And what was it like trying to celebrate a thing like that?
When it comes to, special plays, you never know when, the OC is going to call them. You never know if he's going to call them. Whenever, our big guys came in, I was like, oh shit, I think this is the time. And I'm ready. I was ready for it. Like I said, I've been waiting my whole life to catch a touchdown, and let alone, it being an NFL. So I was just ready for it. I knew exactly what I had to do. I knew I had to shed my guy, and we were so close to the goal line. I'm like, oh, you just made it like way easier. Like now I don't got to run nowhere. So once the play got called, I knew exactly what I had to do. I just had to catch it, and I knew I was gonna do that. So.
Vederian, one of the sequences where the game turned was they called a penalty for illegal formation. What do you remember about that? And then the follow-up would be, was there a warning from the official at any point prior to that?
Yeah, I was warned previously, I believe twice, by the official. I thought I was, lining up correctly. Looking at the guard's alignment and lining up on the guard's alignment. What really sucks about that call is that, it came on a conversion. And I feel like that really killed the drive after that. And I feel like that's why, it really hits as hard as it does for me. Because, that's such a simple, fix, such an easy thing to fix. And we always harp on, pre-snap penalties in our procedure and being, sound in that, to just give ourselves a chance. And, that really sucked to get a call like that. And, going forward, I made sure the rest of the game it didn't happen again. But yeah, it just really hurt, getting that on a conversion.
Vederian, take us through that practice. Going through it, Gerard said you guys did it a couple times. When you first heard that, it was going to be you that was in the play, what was going through your mind? And then how does it feel to have a coach that has the confidence in you as a lineman to come down with the catch?
Yeah, I said about damn time. I've been waiting all my life, to catch a pass, let alone a touchdown in the NFL. So I was like, about time. And once they showed me the play earlier this week, and we run it in practice. You got to give the coaches the confidence, to call the play. So we ran it in practice. I did the same thing every single time, caught it every single time. I was just really glad that in this moment, I was able to execute and make a lifelong dream of mine come true.
Thank you, Vederian. Thank you very much. We'll have Hunter Henry next.
Good.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hunter, you guys moved the ball real well today, time of possession, a lot of things. What do you think this one came down to, and what kind of lessons do you learn from an afternoon like this?
Yeah, there's some positives, obviously, when you just look at it right away. I think some of the negatives, obviously penalties were big for us. Obviously turnovers are always big. We got to be better in the red zone, finishing those drives. I think that was the story of the game. They were able to finish a little bit more in the red zone than us today.
Hunter, if you wouldn't mind, just kind of speak to, from your viewpoint, what you see from Drake week to week. Like, we look at the game a little differently than you do. What He seems to be more confident against the pressure, throwing guys open. Like, what are some of the things you're beginning to appreciate more and more each week as he
Yeah, I
plays?
mean, obviously he has a lot of talent, and I mean, we see that day in, day out, but I think just the growth in the offense, growth in seeing things, growth in, I mean, just even simple things of just how we do the run game. There's so many little things in offense that go a long way, and I think each week he's continuing to grow, and it's fun to kind of continue that growth with him.
Hunter, do you feel like in a game like this, both from at the start and then when it's closer in the second half, does your expectations for what you guys are going to do and what you guys can accomplish, how has that evolved over the course of this season in terms of your belief that you can win a game like this?
To be honest, can you repeat that? Like, what are you trying to ask here? Like, what is my confidence?
There were times coming off of last year in the struggles that you guys had, and some of the struggles that you guys had early. Does it feel like when you're in a game like this now, and some of the steps that you've taken, you didn't win today, but did you feel like you were going to win today when you got the ball back?
I mean, I always feel like I'm gonna win. To be honest, like I don't step on that football field expecting to lose. I don't think anybody in that locker room expects that. So when we step on that football field, we expect to win. I mean, that's what we get paid to do, and that's what we want to go out there and do. We didn't get it done today, but every time I step on the field, we expect to win.
Over here to your right. Gerard talked last week about just the importance of you guys learning how to win and stacking back to back. What do you think the disconnect is in not being able to build off wins and be able to put a few together?
I mean, all I can speak on is just today's game, and I mean, we just turned the ball over, penalties. Obviously, we controlled the ball in a lot of aspects. Just we got to be finishing the red zone, like I said, and score more points. Obviously, we've got to find a way to come out with a win and kind of dominate the game, and offensively, like with scoring points. We were able to move the ball, but you got to finish in the end zone.
Thank you very much. Kendrick, nice suit, first of all. Just obviously looking for the win there, but just for you, can you talk a little bit about your journey to get to where you were today after last week with no targets, and then coming up with a touchdown, and what it meant to you today?
Yeah, just proud of the team, the way we fought. Like you're saying, we want the end result. That's all it's about. So personally, just working, coming to work, doing what I got to do to get better and help my team win. So, had a good week. I think we all had a good week. So that gives us the chance to win. So we all kind of have the same approach. So I'm just one of the guys in the bunch, playing my part and just trying to be better so I can contribute to the team.
Hi, Kendrick. After having no snaps last week, did that change your attitude coming into this game, or how did you approach this game differently than you might have otherwise?
Nah, just working. If my coaches see something, I might not see it. They evaluate, they watch us every day, and honestly speaking, I could have played better. So my coach's job is to make me get better. So whatever they got to do to make me get better, that's how I have to approach it. So that's kind of what happened, and came back to work and focused through the week, and having a good game. But at the end of the day, we didn't win, so it's not good enough.
Kendrick, what do you say to Jalen Polk, who's had an inconsistent start to his pro career here?
Yeah, it's tough. So adversity, it hits, just like what she asked. I was down last week, but just keep going, and that's kind of what you encourage them. Just keep going. You never know what play is going to change your career. You never know what the future holds. So don't hold on to bad things for too long. It's not easy to do, but that's kind of just the words of encouragement.
Alex Barth in the middle.
Hey, Kendrick, after not playing last week to get that first target right away on the first drive of the game, how much did that help? How much did it help get you in the flow to get going today?
Yeah, I just appreciate the coaches, keep believing in me. It was a tough situation, but that just says a lot, about how they're approaching it. They're doing their job. So shout out to the coaches. That's what they got to do. They got to make tough decisions. It's not easy running a team. So, I'm just a player on a team. So I couldn't imagine what they talk about, what they go through up there. And so I'm just thankful that they, still believe in me.
I would just love if you wanted to share any thoughts on kind of the growth of your quarterback. He's young. He's learning. You played with different guys. Just what you're seeing each week to week from Drake.
Yeah, he's doing great. It's awesome playing with Drake. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's seeing. Obviously, he wants that play back. He wants to be better, but I think it's just a process for everybody. Everybody has the same approach. You want to be better. I want to be better. So what I went through, what I go through, I want to play better every week. You try to put the perfect game together, but you never can. You strive for it. So I think that's what's awesome about him. He's striving for perfection, and he's growing at a rapid rate.
Kendrick, it looked like the back shoulder grab that you made was one you guys tried against the Titans as well. So I'm curious, is that one you guys have been working on? And also with Drake, not really being the starter till later, you not being able to get in till later, what's it like being able to try to get on the same page?
Yeah, it's a process, and Drake does a good job. Kind of to a question, he's seeing it. So, if we don't just smoke the DB off the line, that gives you opportunity for a back shoulder. So you try to win over the top. But if the DB's not looking and looking back, it creates the opportunity for a back shoulder. So him seeing that and giving me an opportunity to make a play is awesome. O-line doing their job, giving him time, and then him seeing that, I'm not a fast guy. So, I'm not just going to blaze past anyone. So it's awesome that he can help certain traits that we may not have to still get the ball downfield.
Kendrick, I think I saw you say something to Barmore on the way up. I know it was a loss, but what was your message to him, and how good was it to see him back out there after all he went through?
Yeah, it's awesome. Obviously, I went through my ACL, and the process of just being on the lower field and going through that whole process was tough. And just told him it was awesome to see him back out there. He's frustrated too. Obviously we didn't win, but it's just you got to think about the bigger picture. It's not easy what we do. It's a tough league, and things happen that you may never think will happen. So I just told him, keep being grateful that you're out there. Maybe you didn't make a lot of plays or whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure. I got to watch the film, but just being out there is the start. Thanks, guys.